right. Well, thank you so much for sticking with us and hearing from our sponsors. We want to thank them so much. Bonide has been such a great sponsor of us, and Pat will be with us in a couple weeks, and we'll be talking specifically about some certain products that Bonide carries. We carry a lot of their products at our store, mostly all of their organic line, of course. And they do have just a wonderful organic line of products that we are so blessed to be able to have and share with you to help keep your gardens under control with weeds and diseases and insects and fertilization, all naturally. And also for Habitat for Humanity, wonderful organization. I just love that Restore down on Raft Road. So we want to thank both of them so much for being our sponsor today. Well, we do have other things happening at the store, and we love to answer your questions. So if you have questions, and a lot of you do this all the time, but if you haven't yet, please let us know what your questions are, and we're going to help you get them answered. You can give us a call at 330-455-5997. You can fax at 330-455-5998. You can email me your questions with a photo. That would be great. At Cindy Petiiti at gmail.com. That's CindyPetitti at gmail.com. And I will get back with you and answer your questions. But better yet, stop into the store, bring us your question. You can bring us photos. If you have an insect or a disease on a leaf, we just ask that you put it in a Ziploc baggie and bring it into us. Don't bring it into the greenhouse. Just come to the register. One of us will be right there to help you. We'll look at it and be able to get you the product or hopefully the answer that you need to get that controlled. And that's always a great way. And right at the store, you can do that at 5828 Columbus Road. We're right on the corner of Columbus Road and Broadway in Nimishillen Township. We have a Louisville address, but we aren't in the city of Louisville. We are out in the township, not far from Canton, Alliance, North Canton, Hartville. And it's just a short drive from all of you in the South. We have a lot of you that come up shopping from New Philly and Dover and Sugar Creek. We just really appreciate you all making us a destination garden center that you come. And I know a lot of you come because we are an organic greenhouse, and that is such a blessing for us to be able to share that with you. And we're so glad that we can offer that. We are the only all organic greenhouse in about a 5-county area. So it's a blessing to be able to serve all of you that way. And we just ask for you to come out and bring us your questions, and hopefully we'll be able to answer those for you. We were answering some lawn questions earlier in the program about diseases. And as June is here now, remember we are going to be doing some more additional fertilization. In June, usually around mid to late June is when you're going to be doing that second application of fertilization with the Milorganite. And also, like we had spoke earlier in the show, if you did have the red thread, one additional application of that is going to take control of that completely. We did just get in some Milorganite this past week of the 50-pound bags with additional iron, and that is also going to help green up your lawns if they're not quite where you wanted them. So we did get some of that in this week, so if you're looking for that, we have that in stock, as well as the landscape plants, the trees, shrubs, perennials, and all of the berry bushes and fruit trees. We have all of those for you. We are sold out of a few different cherry trees, I believe, but we have still a very nice selection of fruit trees. We'd love you to stop by and take advantage of those. And also all of your vegetable plants. The tomatoes and peppers are not the only thing. In so many places, that's what they have, and that's what sells the most of, definitely. But we have those odd things, and some of you might have saw my post on Facebook, I think on Wednesday. I had posted, we have those unique things that a lot of places doesn't have already started, like rutabaga and turnips and celery and, 3 different kinds of kale and all the melons and 6 different kinds of squashes. So we have all of those. So if you are looking for some different things to put in your garden, and of course, and you'd like them all grown organically, we have all of those starts for you so that you'll be able to get a successful garden going. And if for those of you that like to still start things from seed, by all means, it's still plenty early enough to start things from seed, like your cucumbers, your beets, your radishes, even your zucchinis and your yellow squash. It's still plenty of time to do those. And then, of course, the things that we always direct seed, like our beans, wax beans, bush beans, pole beans, all of your corn. We have all of those things that you can get and plant by seed also. And remember, green beans is a shorter crop, so you can actually get beans, plant them now, and then do another crop and clean them out, harvest them, and start another whole entire crop the 1st of August and have another bean crop. So remember, you can get a lot out of a small space, and we will help you get all of that laid out for your gardens. We did have a couple other questions that we want to get to answer for some of you that have been in this week. A lady had actually through our Facebook, another great way to ask your questions is Facebook Messenger. She had a leaf that had little dots on it. She wasn't sure what it was. She took a close-up photo of it, sent it through Facebook. It was on her snapdragons, and she wasn't sure exactly what it was. And actually, she had aphids that were on her snapdragons. And a lot of times you will see that the aphid will be on that new tissue as the larva form and the adult form, but the egg will be on the bottom side of the leaves. And as they go through life stages, they secrete a sticky film, and that little substance will get on the leaf and be like a black sooty mold it will look like on the leaf. And a lot of times that's the first thing you'll see, especially if you don't have really good eyesight. You'll see the black sooty mold types product, that residue that's left. You'll notice that on the leaves first. If you do notice that, don't jump to conclusions and think it's a disease. A lot of times it will be from insects. And scale will also leave this sooty mold residue on your leaves of your plants. So that's what it was. Melissa's issue was a little aphid, and she had the egg still on the backside of her leaves. That can be controlled with neem oil or Mite-X. Both of those products will take care of that, as well as diatomaceous earth. Now, if you are using diatomaceous earth or another type of a garden dust, you just have to remember that these eggs are on the bottom side of the leaf, so it's hard oftentimes to get a dust to stick to the bottom side of the leaf. So that sometimes is when a spray is going to be a little better, because you can get the bottle underneath the leaf and spray it up on it, and then you can be able to kill those. The aphids are very easy to control with one of those sprays. A lot of people are asking now, because they know we're organic, they'll say, oh, I read online I can mix this certain type of dish soap with this certain type of thing, and I can get a result. And you know what? I have to say, sometimes those things work, sometimes they don't. Also, sometimes they will burn your plant. There are certain types of dish soap that if you spray them on the leaf, they are they're not an organic product because they're not an organic soap, but it is a natural way to control the insects. And so a lot of you try to do that. And I know you're trying to save money as well, but a lot of those dish soaps are a little harsh on the leaves. Also, some of them have you mixing it with vinegar or with some baking soda. You have to be careful because vinegar also will act as a weed killer. So if your tissue is very soft, a lot of times too much vinegar will actually kill your plant. So you really want to make sure, if you are purchasing a product, they've already been tested so that they're safe not to hurt your plants. The only thing that you do need to make sure of is that if you are using an oil-based organic insecticide is that you don't spray it in the middle of a hot, sunny day. Like this past, I don't know, I think it was Tuesday. It was 92, 93 degrees out. It was smoldering hot. The sun was blazing in the middle of the afternoon. You don't want to go out and use all seasons oil or neem oil in those situations because you can, just like us, we can get sunburnt. So can your plant, and you can let your plant get sunburnt. So if you are using an oil, just like you, if you lathered yourself up with coconut oil and went outside in the middle of a hot sunny day, you're going to radiate a little bit more heat than you would if you didn't have that on. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to the leaves of your plant. So if you are trying to control an insect and you're using an oil-based product, you want to make sure that you're not doing it in the heat of the day. Now, on the other hand, if you are trying to kill weeds and you are using an oil-based product like Burnout with that clove oil, the middle of the day on a hot sunny day is definitely going to be the best time. It is a much higher concentration of the oil also, but spraying that on your weeds is going to be the best time and the fastest time for you to see results on your weed control. So if you do have some weeds that you need killed, remember that hot sunny day with your Burnout, you are going to have faster dieback than you will on any chemical a herbicide out there. It's going to work very, very well for you. So those are some things to keep in mind. And we always want to keep in mind the weather when we are doing any type of treatment. If you are doing fertilization, especially if you are still chemically fertilizing your lawn, and we're expecting some real downpours, like monsoon rains, if you're using a chemical fertilizer, remember a lot of that is going to wash off into the storm drains and those kinds of things, and it's not going to be as successful on your lawn. Even if you're using an organic one, some of it's going to wash away, but if you're using those high phosphorus ones, you're going to see a lot of that down the drains, and that's going to act in algae bloom, and we do not need that. We have to be more careful. So remember to really watch when you are doing that fertilization and all of those things, that you watch the weather and see how things are going to react to what you're doing and what the long-term results will be. Well, I want to thank all of you for being with us. Here we are into June, and summer is right upon us, and it seemed like summer is already here. But we want to thank all of you for being with us. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 330-455-5997 or email me at cindypetiiti@gmail.com, or better yet, stop in at the store at 5828 Columbus Road, right there on the corner of Columbus Road and Broadway. Bring us your questions. We'll try to help you have a successful gardening year. Thank you so much for being with us, and have a blessed week.